My name's Brandy, and today I'm going to be baking a classic vanilla cake. It's for a birthday that I'm doing for a coworker. But if you'd like to learn how to make the cake, feel free to peruse my video and check out the link in the description below. It'll tell you exactly what I did as far as the recipe is concerned. Happy baking! Alrighty, here we go. Step 1, clean work surface. As you can tell, it's completely clean. Step 2, we'll gather the ingredients. If you want to know how to make a very simple, basic vanilla cake, well, here we go. We've got eggs, which I'm actually doing 2 cakes because my coworker's sister, she's turning 40. So the recipe calls for 5 large eggs for 1 cake. So that's why I need 10. So I got 10 eggs, milk, butter, as 1 cake calls for 1 stick of butter, but I'm using 2 for 2 cakes. We have flour, salt, baking powder, sugar, olive oil, which they suggest to use vegetable oil. Again, I think olive oil makes it more moist, so that's what I use, and it's a little bit healthier. So we're trying to make this just a little bit of a healthier cake. I know cake and healthy does not mix, right? Oh well. And then we have vanilla, the most important part of a vanilla cake. We have some of the hardware here. We have 1 medium-sized bowl and 1 large bowl. I have my 2 cake pans, along with some Pam to spray it with. And then we also have 1 teaspoon, or a tablespoon, I'm sorry, that's a tablespoon. 1 teaspoon. We have a whisk, because we're going to be whisking some of the dry ingredients together. Here I have a quarter cup measuring cup, and then a cup. And then I also have in my kitchen, where I have my outlet, a hand mixer, so that way I can mix everything together. And I don't remember if I mentioned, but I have milk. So there we go. And we are going to start making the first cake. So number 1. So the recipe calls for 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. In here I have the flour, next I'll add the baking powder, and then the salt. Alright, so I got the salt and the baking powder in there, and then I'm going to take my whisk and mix it all together so that it's all incorporated. Next it calls for, in a larger bowl, 1 stick of butter, and there's going to be 2 cups of sugar. But first what I'm going to do is cut up the butter so it's a little bit easier to use. And the butter needs to be at room temperature, just as much as the eggs need to be room temperature as well. I also have in here now, with the butter and the sugar, which the sugar was 2 cups of sugar, a half a cup of olive oil, and then I'm going to beat this together until it is light in color and fluffy. So around about 5 minutes at medium-high speed with the hand mixer. I say mission accomplished. It's all incorporated together, and now I'm going to be adding 5 eggs, 1 at a time, and beating them in until they're well combined, and then I'm going to add my vanilla. I just poured the vanilla into the mixture. All the eggs have already been beaten in, so I'm going to mix the vanilla in as well. And then after that, we're going to alternately put the flour mixture that we made, and then a cup of milk, probably like half a cup of milk into the mixture, then more of the flour, then the rest of the milk, and then the rest of the flour, and get it all mixed together. And then after that, it should be baking time. So it gets all popped in the oven, and then we'll work on the second cake, and I'll show you the finished product after that. So here we go. Alright, so here's step 2 of the cake, or mixing the flour and the milk in. I already did 1 part of the flour and then 1 part of the milk. So here's the second part of the flour, and then I'll finish the rest of that milk off, and then do the rest of the flour, and you'll see the end product before it goes in the pan. Here's our batter. It's completed. We have all the ingredients mixed into it. Now I'm going to put it in the pan and bake it for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm going to check it after about 35 to make sure that it's not actually cooked. Your oven times may vary, as always, and you know your oven better than anybody else. So whatever time frame is good for you might be the best. But I'm going to try 35 and then see if it's not cooked all the way through. Here you have it, one deliciously golden vanilla cake. Classic vanilla, that is. I ended up doing this for 33 minutes. It is a little crispy around the edges, but that's okay because tomorrow I'm going to make this one a 4 and my second cake a 0. My coworker's sister is turning 40, so happy 40th birthday. And yeah, hopefully yours turns out just as golden delicious as this. I'm going to turn it over here in a little bit and put it onto my cake board. That way I don't have to worry about it tomorrow morning. One other thing is, as always, once you are done with something, please put it away. It makes things a little bit easier to clean up, and you don't have to do it all at once. So there you go, guys. Thanks again for watching, and happy baking!